Hello, this is Sandy with Needs a Ribbon, and I'm actually coming to you with a not crafty, but maybe some might consider it crafty, thing. I just got back, my husband and I just got back from a 4-day short in-state trip, but I realized as I was starting to pack my stuff up that I've learned a few travel hacks along the way in my many years of travel, and I'll explain what I mean. Back in 2006, my husband and I had to start emergency staying with my parents as they slid into their final, 12, 15 years, whatever. But they needed a lot of help, and a lot of times it was on an emergency, sometimes late at night. And they were not real crazy about us. Actually, it was my mom was not real crazy about us keeping stuff here. I learned to discreetly keep a little bit of necessity here. Just because, you need things, especially if you end up staying overnight. Like if they call you at 2 in the morning and you're not going to drive home now at 4 in the morning, etc. So that's when it started in 2016. Actually, before that, but in 2016, I mostly perfected what I'm using now. My husband and I both went on 9 trips that year. I kid you not. They were not always together, but individually we each took 9 trips in 2016. So you learn to get really good and efficient. And I thought maybe I could help someone by sharing what we do or what we've done or what I've done. He still is a little bit of a mess when it comes to packing. This is something I added in more recent years. It's the I call it Bago brand. This is just a super huge collapsible tote, which I've taken this on a few trips, but when we went to Colorado last year, we actually ended up day 1 or 2 opening it up and using it for our snacks because we didn't plan for what are we going to keep our snacks in that we buy, like if we run to the grocery store. So that was a hack I learned. Most of these are things that and this is just a little Samsonite. It's a smaller overhead, what do you call it? Carry-on bag. It's not super big because I'm disabled and that's what I can manage. So I just got this. Santa brought this for Christmas. It's just one of those suitcase covers for my other, we'll share the suitcase over there. I don't care about the luggage. I'm not recommending any luggage. But Santa also came and brought these for us. I'm excited to. My husband got his that matches his stuff. I got this for me. You put it over your pop-up handle and it makes a place to put your coffee and your water bottle. Hopefully I'm on camera. Yeah. And then they fold flat when not in use. This brand is REIMOT, Remote. And so that's great. I'm looking for it, and there's a little pocket here. Actually, yeah, that is the pocket. That's not the part that goes over the trolley handle if you're not from the US. Something else that I bought, just to make sure, because my suitcases tend to push the limit, and it turns out my husband, who flew recently, his luggage actually was a little bit over. I guessed it about, and he ended up having to shift a few things. We're a watch family. This is my watch roll. Only a couple times have I brought my entire. I keep it in because mine's a cheap one. My husband has a nicer one. I keep it in an old gym sock, just to kind of protect during travel in case it opens. So that's just something that, we have. It just helps. And what I'm finding by all these little bags, yeah, they add a little bit of weight, but here's what, the heck is this? Oh, this is an even bigger one of these purple bags. This is a Bagel brand, super big. But if you need an emergency suitcase, why go buy one? This is one of these is I got a cover for my carry-on, and I got a cover for my suitcase. Whatever, shout wipes, blah, 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 blah. Not very exciting stuff. I have this little portable fan, which if I need, like if we're in a car or whatever. So far I haven't needed it. Something else that we got that a lot of travel gurus recommended is these little travel phone things that you can put on the tray on your air flight, airplane. We have 3 complete sets of the Bagel brand. Where's the I can't think of the name of what you call those. Oh, I need that. I carry. We use a special laundry detergent. It's not special, but it's Blue Land brand, and we traveled without it last summer for an almost 3-week trip, and we're pretty much crying the whole time. So I came home and I put some travel-worthy ones. These are some new. I'm going to change what I've been using. I've been using 31 stuff. That's pretty much the inside of that. 31 totes for my toiletries, and it isn't working out for me anymore. So, going over to my big suitcase, which isn't a big, it's more of a medium-sized, full-size suitcase. Let's see if we can get, I don't want me in the camera, but I keep my frequently, let me make sure I'm in. Let's make sure we're in. Yeah, we're pretty good. I keep my easy accessible stuff up here like most people do. But okay, so what happened in 2016? I perfected the art of, see, we have 3 complete sets of these travel packing cubes. My husband and I each have a 6-pack, and then we have a shared 3-pack. And it's not that we carry that much stuff, but gosh, it just makes, here's what I found with all this stuff. And you may think I'm crazy, but I'm not. It works. It has worked really well for us. And I label every single bag. This is now, I have a face routine, and this is what I keep it in. It's leak proof. And here's the thing. I just know how many bags when we move to a hotel, I know how many bags I need to load. And that's part of why I've done this, is a little jewelry thing. This was free from Brighton. I carry my own blow dryer. I don't like hotel blow dryers. Then a few times I've actually been shocked by them. So that's a hard no for Sandy anymore. Oh, here's a travel hack that I wanted to share with you. This Banico, hopefully I'm in camera. I can't see my thing anymore. A Banico portable fan, which I just got a few years ago because I like a fan, and I got tired of, actually the little fan that when I go on scrapbooking retreats, kind of bit the dust. And I'm like, what do I do? I want something that I actually can carry in my suitcase. Now, this little bugger was a little more on the expensive side. And it's small but mighty. It has 2 fan speeds. It has a USB end, so like if you keep your laptop or phone charger, if it's a double phone charger, that's all it came with. No end, so you get to choose your end. I carry this sucker everywhere. It is small. It's mighty. I went and got one of these from Anchor on Amazon, and it works because then my phone goes in one, this goes in the other, and I know I'm going to unplug my phone when I leave, so I know I'm not going to forget this stuff. That's part of what this compartmentalized packing is a result of. Not that I've forgotten anything, I don't think ever, but all my hair care, and I'm going to be redoing this. I've also had this tote forever and a day, but I no longer need some of what's in here, but okay, so let me explain. Most of this is just junk. I used to need this bedside. It's one of those little 31 square cube things. And my phone would go in there, my lip stuff, whatever, a little bit of Kleenex, and that, just the things you need bedside at night. I have a lot of disability equipment at the bottom, which I'm not going to necessarily share. I have an old raincoat. When IKEA offered them a long time ago, I keep that in here because, God, it's handy. My travel pillow, one of those neck pillows. This one is, I can't even read it. I don't even remember where I got it, but it works. Because I am disabled and I get heat and cold issues, that way hotels always have ice. So I can always ice up. As you can see, I carry emergency grip. I carry an emergency bath mat that was actually bought on a trip for an emergency that happened. Baby wipes. I have a gate belt, again, partly due out of the same. All those three were based from the same emergency. I fell in a hotel bathroom floor. It took half hour or more for my family to get me up off the floor. We never did call 911, but we ended up using I think it was my husband's belt, and that's what they used as a gate belt to finally kind of pull me up. I also weighed a lot more then. And but I'm like, screw it. I keep all this stuff in there. And that was in 2016, the year we traveled a lot. This is my giant toiletry tote. It's huge. I don't need this much room. It needs to be gone over, and that's what I'm going to get. I don't like how stuff is accessed in there anymore. I love the tote. I'm not going to diss on that. But here's what I wanted to share. Keeping things in bags adds a little bit of weight, but you just mentally, as you get used to this, will know, okay, so I have 5 things that need to go back in the suitcase, or whatever, 5 bags, your hair care, whatever, or maybe everything will fit in this kind of bag for you. Doesn't for me. I don't need this much space. I need to clean it out. Oh yeah, something else that's got lost for a year and I found in here. A little sound machine that I have fortunately not had to use. It has like 30 different sounds, but like if you're traveling with someone that snores, that's a good one. But this is my biggest tip of all with the toiletries. Keep a toiletry bag packed, whatever you want to call your toiletries. For me, this is the non-hair care side of things. My makeup always is in a bag, but it's actually in my room. I just grabbed that when we travel. That was something that was born out of all this years of traveling too. It didn't used to be. I used to keep them in a dresser drawer with little bins, and it's all very cute. And then when I travel and I'm like, screw it, I don't have that much makeup. I can just keep it permanently in a grab and go bag. So that just gets dropped in my suitcase. But with the toiletries, this is my biggest tip of all. Whatever you define as toiletries, when you get home, it costs a little bit. You think when you, I'm not even going to show you this because, again, I'm going to be switching. But when you first start traveling, or when you first start setting this up, it seems like you're spending more, but you're really not. You're using the same hair care and the same toiletries day after day after day in your life. It's just a little bit of a seemingly upfront cost to get duplicates for this. But here's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be topping off all of my little travel things. Oh, I do want to share this. Something else. Again, born out of frustration, and mother is the necessity of invention, isn't it? Or necessity is the mother of invention, however it's worded. I really need to, this little, I don't even remember where I got this little, I think I might have gotten it from IKEA. Yep, IKEA. It was a short-term thing that they had. This is what I take when I travel into the shower. This is my shower stuff. It's a mesh bag. The water runs out. When it's pack day, I just wipe it off with a towel, and actually things are pretty dry then, because I don't get it under the shower. It just gets wet by virtue of being in the shower. But it just makes moving into a hotel, moving out of a hotel, even if you're only there for one night. I use my own hair care products. I have we all have our reasons for doing what we do, but this is something that I found, and if there's a hook, I can just hang it. This has been an amazing thing. But when you come home from your trip, just top everything off, and that way you are ready to go on your next trip. That is my biggest point of this whole long rambling video, is top all your stuff off before you pack it up until your next trip. That way you know that's just 10 less things you have to do when you're getting ready for your next trip. All I really need to pack anymore, other than grabbing my makeup and my medicines, which also stay permanently in a bag. And again, that was born out of the 1 year of 9 trips and a lot of other emergencies. They're just in a bag all the time, and I just grab that. My makeup goes in here. All I have to do is pack my clothes now, shoes, whatever, that kind of stuff. All the rest of this is set. So that's my biggest travel tip, is when you come home, top off anything that you permanently pack and pack it, and that way you are ready for your next trip. I know we might be traveling in June. I realize that's a few months out from when I recorded this, but it's just one less thing I have to think of. So I'm going to top off whatever I need to top off in here, which is really nothing, you know, and go through this and repack this actually into my new bags. And then I know it's ready. Again, packing has gotten so easy for me. I just need to grab my makeup bag, my medicine bag, my clothes, any electronics, and we're done. I can pack pretty darn fast now, and I don't get stressed about it either. So that's one of the reasons that I really recommend just keep, if you're someone that travels even twice a year, it might be worth it to keep some of this stuff permanently packed. That is my travel tip. I haven't heard travel gurus mention that, but that is just what works for me. My husband, I believe, keeps a toilet bag, toiletry DOP kit permanently packed. But he doesn't top it off when he gets home. And I mentioned that to him. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. I should when we get home. So yeah, I got stuff like this in there. I don't need these for travel. There's a lot of stuff that's just wandered in there. And yeah, every few years I go through and clean this out. Well, it's moving to a new bag. So we'll get that all sorted out. But that is all I wanted to share with you. If you are someone who loves travel, even if you're someone who camps a lot, do this. Get duplicates or whatever. I don't travel with small size stuff really, other than what's in my shower kit. These are some old little Aveda bottles my husband managed to get from a hotel years ago, and I actually still use those products. So I just top them off with the products that I have, the full size, and that's been working great. But that's my biggest travel tip, is keep all this stuff permanently packed. It's just less stressful. And you know, you can keep lists to the high heavens, and you're always going to forget something. I forgot one of my my ADA type equipment this last trip because it wasn't on my list and it wasn't with this stuff, and that's a toilet riser. I made it work, but it was still, would have been better. So we're going to pack things. I'm going to perfect it a little bit more as I repack tonight. Anyway, thank you. I hope this has been helpful. Give me a thumbs up if it has. Bye. Another travel hack of mine is these Turkish towels. Mine are on the cheaper end. There was a 6-pack from Amazon, which we spread around the family, but these have, honest to goodness, come in handy for all of this for a variety of reasons. And they take up almost no room. I highly recommend you add those in your pack too. Here's another lightweight item I tossed in my pack. I used to have a really itchy back. It's a bamboo back scratcher. Honestly, it helps reach underneath beds if you drop stuff. And this other thing that I learned this from a friend, these magnetic hooks, you can stick them on your hotel door and whatnot if you just need an extra place to hang stuff. And another hack that has saved me multiple times. I actually read this as a travel thing, and gosh, thank you to whatever traveler, expert that I recommended. I've got a couple tennis balls, and I actually keep them in this lingerie bag because if you're going to have to wash delicates while you're traveling, you need this anyway. But honestly, a tennis ball to roll out achy feet, achy backs, achy necks, achy wherever. Lightweight, perfect. I also have 2 puke bags. We actually keep these in our cars and around the house. Yes, there is, they're disposable, but when you're talking about puke, you want disposable, not the old, let's puke in the salad bowl of the 1970s. Clothespins can do a world of things when you're traveling. I have those mentioned. I have my sound machine should I need to block sounds, but I also have a couple of these little silicone or whatever they are earplugs, which I have used when I've had snoring roommates. Apparently, I've been collecting makeup wipes from hotels for quite some time. I don't like the waste that is associated with the product like this. There's just so much disposable. But sometimes when you're traveling, that is the best choice. When we go on longer trips, on short trips, yeah, I'll use them or whatever the hotel is recommended. But on longer trips, I will actually bring my little bamboo pads. And I'll use them one day, I'll rinse them out and let them dry out, and then I bring them home and I wash them. I use these is what I use at home, my bamboo pads. They're great, but again, that's for a longer trip. Let's say we're looking at 5 days or more. That's when I'll bring these. So I took all my absconded, if you will, makeup wipes and my makeup remover and put them in a zippy. So another travel item for ladies that like to travel with a scent, or dudes. These little mini atomizers, it's a 4-pack. They're pretty cheap. They're $2 or $3 a piece. Do they keep the scent forever? No. They do. Their potential for them not to leak all over but just evaporate is there. But just top them off when you get home from your travels or just before you travel. I don't know. They've been great for me. I've had them for a number of years now. In my old toiletry bag, I also had all of my first aid stuff scattered throughout. I have consolidated. This is a bag from IKEA. They no longer carry it. It's old. But I have a couple sets of nitrile gloves, various Band-Aids. For, as I said, I'm disabled. I have an ice pack that I can fill. I have the Salon Paws for the heat side of when I need that. That's just the easiest way to travel. Various safety pins come in handy. Some slings, which can come in a lot of handy. One CPR mask. And some antibiotic ointment. And again, this is just more for truly an emergency, except for the Band-Aids. So we do get hurt. Little aloe vera burn gels, which is great. Some alcohol prep pads, various little scissors,